For the past 30 years, I've known exactly where I'd be on the last weekend of April and the first weekend of May, at the fairgrounds, immersed in the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Festival. Many thousands of fans, both locals and visitors alike, subscribe to the same springtime ritual. But the 2020 Jazz Fest will not open Thursday as originally scheduled. The coronavirus pandemic first postponed, then cancelled, what would have been the festival's 51st edition. Public health and safety, of course, are far greater priorities than having fun at a music festival. But Jazz Fest is much more than just a music festival. Granted, it is not for everyone. If you don't like crowds, or sweat, or eating outside, or music, you won't enjoy it. Correct logistical decisions, such as the proper choice of shoes and hat, can make all the difference. I've spent approximately 200 days, more than half a year, at Jazz Fest, and it still hasn't gotten old. Over the decades, the festival has fine-tuned a critical balance between familiar and fresh. As local musicians showcase alongside national and international acts, the sum of the festival ends up being far greater than its many diverse parts. In 2006, the first Jazz Fest after Hurricane Katrina felt like a renewal. It helped reconcile what we'd been through and replenish the resolve to carry on. In a sense, the novel coronavirus is a more insidious challenge. Coming together felt triumphant after Katrina. With COVID-19, it's potentially deadly. And so New Orleans finds itself in the midst of an unwanted festival sabbatical. Last year's total Jazz Fest attendance was 475,000, the highest since Katrina. This year's attendance? 0. That translates to hardship up and down the cultural economy, from musicians to stage crews to food vendors to Jazz Fest staffers. Technically, fans who would have attended the festival will save money that would have been spent on tickets, food, transportation, etc. But that's small consolation. Instead of broadcasting live from the fairgrounds, WWOZ 90.7 FM will air 8 hours of classic Jazz Fest recordings on each day of the cancelled festival, starting Thursday at 11 a.m. Many of those performances will no doubt be fantastic. But they'll also be bittersweet. Hearing the music and the cheers will be a poignant reminder of what's been lost. Assuming Jazz Fest returns in 2021 with no coronavirus-related complications, the dates are April 22 to May 2. That still amounts to an unprecedented 2-year gap. 2 years between bites of mango freeze, meat pies and crawfish Monica at the fairgrounds. 2 years without sips of cold rosemont tea and hot pheasant, quail and andouille gumbo. 2 years without being drawn into the gospel tent by a joyous choir at full throttle. Of not randomly running into acquaintances you only see at the festival. Of not celebrating the sun coming out on a cloudy day, or slipping behind a cloud on a hot day. 2 years without dancing to traditional jazz in the Economy Hall tent and Cajun and Zydeco music at the Fay Dudu stage. 2 years of not doing the electric slide with Frankie Beverly and Maze at the Congo Square stage. 2 years without the watermelon sacrifice or Jazz Fest triathlon or all the other traditions within the tradition. We'll miss the street scene at Luz's by the track and kids selling ice-cold water outside the fairgrounds gates. We'll miss finding a sweet spot on the Acura stage field with just the right sound, sightlines and breeze, or a free patch of ground beneath the oak tree at the Gentilly stage field. We'll miss soaking in the air conditioning while pondering the panoramic view from inside the grandstand. And being blown away by someone you've never heard of, and being reminded why a legend is a legend. And being stopped by a second-line parade winding across the infield. And watching the late Dr. John, Art Neville, Dave Bartholomew and Spencer Boren join the ancestors memorialized at the Congo Square field. And small victories, such as finding a port-o-let with no line, and big moments, when everyone is up on their feet and fully engaged with the show. And knowing that once the festival is over for the day, you still got dozens of options for more music that night. And finally going home, happily exhausted, and washing away the dirt, sweat and sunscreen, but not the memories. This weekend and next, Jazz Fest will be missed. Let the countdown to 2021 begin. Let us know about your views. Comment section is waiting for you.